Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So we have finished with the first part of chapter 2, work and energy. We studied about work done. Okay, the equation for work done is W is equal to Fs, where W stand for work done, F stand for force and S stand for displacement. Okay, work is said to be done when there is displacement. If there is no displacement, work done is 0. Okay, do you remember the three conditions? When the displacement is in the direction of force, the work done is positive. When the displacement is perpendicular to the direction of force, then the work done is 0. And when the displacement and force are opposite to each other, then the work done is negative. Okay, so there is negative work done, positive work done and 0 work done, and the equation to find out W, that is work done, is W is equal to Fs. Okay, if the force is acting in one direction and the displacement is in another direction, then the equation becomes W is equal to Fs cos theta, where theta stands for the angle made by the original force and the component force. Okay, we have done till here. Now we may move on to the next topic, that is energy. You may take your textbooks, page number 22. Energy. Why does it happen? If a pot having a plant is kept in dark, the plant languishes. Okay, plant languishes means मुरझाता है. ओके, म्हणजे त्याचा जीव निघून जातो असं होतं. सो इफ अ पॉट having a plant is kept in dark, the plant languishes. Why the plant languishes? Because there is no sunlight and it is not able to carry out photosynthesis. As it is not able to carry out photosynthesis, it cannot produce energy. So as there is no energy, it languishes. Okay, so you may write a short answer there. Sunlight, there is no sunlight, so no photosynthesis. Next question. On increasing the volume of a music system or TV beyond a limit, the vessels in the house start vibrating. Why? It is due to the sound energy. Okay, now due to vibrations of sound energy transferred to the vessels, you may write the statement, due to vibrations of sound energy transferred to the vessels. Third one, collecting sunlight on a paper with the help of a convex lens burns the paper. Okay, this you might have learnt in earlier classes also. If you concentrate the sunlight on a piece of paper with the help of a lens, it will catch fire, it will burn. Okay, why does it burn? Because of light energy getting converted into heat energy. Okay, so light energy gets converted into heat energy. You may write, because the light energy gets converted into heat energy. So this is an introduction to study about the different forms of energy. There are different forms of energy like light energy, heat energy, sound energy, chemical energy. Okay, now we will see the next paragraph. The capacity of a body to perform work is called its energy. You may underline that statement. The capacity of a body to perform work is called energy. The unit of work done and energy is the same. What is the unit of work done? The unit of work done is joule and erg. The SI unit is joule and the CGS unit is erg. Okay. Now, the energy exists in various forms like mechanical, heat, light, sound, electromagnetic, chemical, nuclear and solar energy. There are two forms of mechanical energy. What are the two forms of mechanical energy? Kinetic energy and potential energy. Now the question here is, what are the different forms of energy? What are the different forms of energy? Mechanical energy, sound energy, light energy, heat energy, electromagnetic energy, solar energy, chemical energy. Okay, these are the different forms of energy, different types of energy. What are the two types of mechanical energy? The two types of mechanical energy is kinetic energy and potential energy. Now, we will start with kinetic energy. There are three examples given. You may see in the textbook. What will happen in the following cases? A fast cricket ball strikes the stumps. Okay, when a fast cricket ball strikes the stumps, what will happen? The stumps will gain kinetic energy and get displaced. Okay, the stumps will gain kinetic energy and will get displaced. Next, the striker hits a coin on the carom board. What will happen to the coin? The coin will move. What will you write? Coin will gain kinetic energy and it moves. Coin will gain kinetic energy and it moves. Next, one marble strikes another in a game of marbles. It starts moving in the direction of force. Okay, whatever the direction of the force is, the marbles will move in the direction of force. So it is seen that the moving object possesses a kind of energy. That energy is called as kinetic energy. Now we may see the definition of kinetic energy. The energy which an object has because of its motion is called kinetic energy. So what is kinetic energy? It is the energy possessed by a moving object. Okay, the energy possessed by a moving object is said to be kinetic energy. This is the definition. Whenever you have the definition, you have to write the statement from the textbook. Okay, so the energy which an object has because of its motion is called kinetic energy. Now, the derivation of kinetic energy. Here I have written it in total. Okay, the complete derivation I have written. I will derive it in the next clip. First, I will explain it orally how you have to write. The question will be derive an equation for kinetic energy. This is a very frequently asked 5-mark question. Okay, derive an equation for kinetic energy. You have to start from here. You have to write this statement. If you don't write the statement, your marks will be cut. Suppose an object of mass m with initial velocity u. Here initial velocity is equal to 0. Let F be the applied force. Let the final velocity after time t be v. Let the acceleration be a. Now the statement which has been given in the textbook, you may see that statement is different. You can reduce the statement to this, no problem. You can write this statement. Okay, so what is the statement? I will read. Suppose an object of mass m with initial velocity u. Here u is equal to 0. Let F be the applied force. Let the final velocity after time t be v. Let the acceleration be a. Here work done W is equal to F into S. We know that work done W is equal to F into S. Okay, W is equal to F into S, where W stand for work done, F is force and S is displacement. According to Newton's formula, Newton's second law of motion, F is equal to ma, and Newton's second equation of motion, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, we had studied this in first chapter. So we know that F is equal to ma and S is equal to ut plus half at square. We know it. Now we are going to substitute that in this equation. Now why to substitute? Why you are doing this? It is to derive this equation. How you got this equation? This is a derivation. So असं विचारायचं नाही हे कशाला करताय. ओके, हे कशाला करताय? हे डेरिवेशन मिळण्यासाठी. ओके, we have to do this it is a proof. I had told you when I taught you all the equations of motion that this is a derivation. Derivation is similar to the theorems which you have in geometry. ठीक है, geometry, in geometry also you are having theorems. There is a diagram, there is a derivation, and proof means with reasons they give steps and derive on a particular statement. Okay, isn't it? Similarly, you have to derive this equation, that is kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So for that derivation you have to take some points, you have to do some steps. These are those steps. Okay, first equation, W is equal to F into S. According to Newton's formula, F is equal to ma and S is equal to ut plus half at square. But it is given here that here u is equal to 0. If u is equal to 0, this ut will become 0. Okay, so the equation becomes S is equal to 0 plus half a t square, that is S is equal to half a t square. So F is equal to ma and S is equal to half a t square. F is equal to ma, you are going to put it here. S is equal to half a t square, you are going to put it here. Okay, so substituting in W is equal to F into S, we get F instead of F they have written ma, instead of S they have written half at square. So a into a, you will get a square, and the equation becomes half m a square t square. So a square t square is equal to at the whole square. Okay, so the equation becomes W is equal to half m at the whole square. Now the next step. So till here, this is the first step. This is the first step. Now the second step. Okay, now the second step. According to first equation of motion, V is equal to U plus AT. We know that V is equal to U plus AT. Now U is equal to 0. It has been given. This is a very important point. U is equal to 0. So V is equal, therefore this equation, as U is equal to 0, the equation becomes V is equal to AT. Now squaring both sides, you will get V square is equal to A square T square, that is AT the whole square. So V square is equal to AT the whole square. Okay, so you will get AT the whole square is equal to V square. In this equation we are having AT the whole square. So instead of AT the whole square we will write V square. Instead of AT the whole square we will write V square. Okay, so the equation becomes W is equal to half m AT square, which is half m V square. So the equation kinetic energy is equal to half m V square. Now you have to write from here till here. You may write in your notebook. So now I will show you only the derivation. What is the calculation done, or what is the derivation done exactly? So we know that W is equal to Fs. W is equal to Fs, where W stands for work done, F is the force, and S is displacement. Okay, now there is only one condition which you have to remember here. U is equal to 0. Okay, this condition you have to remember. Initial velocity is equal to 0. Okay, now according to Newton's formula, F is equal to ma and S is equal to ut plus half a t square, but u is equal to 0. So the equation becomes S is equal to, okay, so the equation becomes what? The equation becomes S is equal to half a t square. Understood how you got it? So you got the equation F is equal to ma and S is equal to half a t square. So you are going to put ma here and this here. Okay, so the equation becomes W is equal to ma into half a t square. Okay, now this a and a, if you multiply, you will get it as a square. So the equation becomes half m a square t square. Okay, now a square t square, it could be written as half m a t the whole square. Okay, got it? You have to stop there. Now the second step, v is equal to u plus at. Okay, so but u is equal to 0, so the equation becomes v is equal to 80. Okay, so v is equal to 80. Now squaring both sides, you have to squaring both sides. Now why you are squaring it? Because you are deriving the equation, you have to square it. It is a step taken to derive that equation. Okay, so it becomes v square is equal to 80 the whole square. V square is equal to a square t square or 80 the whole square. Okay, so now you may see here 80 the whole square is in this equation also. Okay, 80 the whole square is in this equation also. So instead of 80 the whole square, I can write v square. Therefore the equation becomes w is equal to half m. Instead of 80 square, I will write v square. So it becomes half m v square. Now we know that the work done and energy is the same. 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 Now this is the third concept. In the last lecture we had studied about force. When you consider force, then also you have to consider work done. Okay, for work done, what is the unit? The unit is joule or erg, and in case of kinetic energy also the SI unit is joule and the CGS unit is erg. So work done is equal to energy. So therefore kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. This is the equation. Okay, this is how I have derived the equation. I'll tell you again, it is a very important question. Okay, so you have to write the statement. You can write the statement in your own words, but you should be able to write about F, about S, about A, T, U, V. Okay, so W is equal to F into S. F is equal to MA, S is equal to half AT square. Substituting, you are getting MA into half AT square. So you'll get it as half M A square T square. You are taking this common, you will get it as half M AT the whole square. Okay, so now the next step. This is the first step and this is the second step. V is equal to AT. You have to take that equation. So squaring both sides, you will get V square is equal to AT the whole square. So AT the whole square means V square. So instead of this AT square, I will put that in this equation, that is W is equal to half M V square. So the work done is equal to kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is equal to half M V square. Now you may see on page number 23. Okay, on page number 23, you have to write from suppose a stationary object till kinetic energy is equal to half m v square. Okay, now there is an example, a very simple example. You may mark it, that is also asked. Okay, a solved example. A stone having a mass of 250 gram is falling from a height. How much kinetic energy does it have at the moment when its velocity is 2 meter per second? Okay, when the velocity is 2 meter per second. So the velocity, you may see they have given in meter per second. So the other value, that is mass, should be in kilogram. Okay, if the velocity is in meter, the mass should be in kilogram. If the velocity is in centimeter, the mass should be in gram. Okay, so here the velocity is in meter per second, so you have to convert the mass into kilogram. So 250 gram, which is equal to 0.25 kilogram. Substituting it in the equation, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. You will get half into 0.25 into 2 square, that is 0.5 joule. Okay, now there is a question below. Use your brain power. The mass of a moving body is doubled. How many times will the kinetic energy increased? What will happen if the mass is doubled? So here you may see kinetic energy. The equation to find out kinetic energy is equal to half m v square. Now here in this condition they have given here mass is equal to doubled, that means it is 2m. The mass is doubled means the mass is 2m. Then what will be the kinetic energy? You may see at that time let the kinetic energy be 1. So kinetic energy 1 is equal to half m v square. Okay, here mass m is equal to 2m, that you are going to put here. So the equation will become half into 2m into v square. Okay, you don't have to cancel this. Okay, if you cancel it you won't get the answer. I'll tell you what you are supposed to do. Okay, you may see this 2, I am taking it towards the left hand side, 2 towards the left hand side, 2 into half m v square. You don't have to cancel it. You cannot cancel it because you are deriving sum. You are finding out a relation. So here you may see half mv square. What is half mv square? Half mv square is equal to kinetic energy. Therefore, kinetic energy 1 will be equal to 2 into kinetic energy. So what will happen if the mass is doubled? What will happen if the mass is doubled? The kinetic energy also will get doubled. You may write this in the textbook itself below that question. Okay, so what will be the answer? The answer is the kinetic energy will become 2 times. The kinetic energy will become 2 times. Okay, you may write. Now the next, that is potential energy. So what is potential energy? It is the energy possessed by the body due to its state or position. Okay, that means whether it is in a stretched state, okay, whether it is in a condensed state, or its position, whether it is at a height. Okay, so that energy which is possessed by a body which is in a different state or different position, that is said to be potential energy. We will see what is the definition. What is potential energy? The energy stored in an object because of its specific state or position is called potential energy. I repeat, the energy stored in an object. It is stored in an object because of its specific state. That means whether it is in a stretched state or whether it is in a compressed state, or position. That means if it is kept at a height. Okay, so that is called as potential energy. Now the derivation of potential energy, you have to write this statement. Suppose an object of mass m be carried to a height h. So it is carried to a height h above the earth's surface. The force acting on the body F is equal to mg. This we have already studied. F is equal to ma. We know that F is equal to ma. Now when an object is going up or coming down, then that acceleration is calculated as g. Okay, it is the same. It both are accelerations. G is acceleration due to gravity and this is acceleration. Okay, for a horizontally moving object we can consider. So G is equal to acceleration due to gravity. So the equation is taken as F is equal to mg. Now the first step, we know that W is equal to Fs, where W is work done, F is force and S is displacement. Here F is equal to mg and S is equal to h. Okay, here we told that it is carried to a height h. So it is going upwards means it has to travel that much. That distance is taken as h. Okay, so the distance is h. So instead of F you are taking mg, and instead of h you are taking h. S you are taking h. So it will become mg into h, it is equal to mgh. So work done is equal to energy. We know that work done is equal to energy. So the equation becomes potential energy is equal to mgh. So potential energy is equal to mgh, where m stand for mass, g stand for acceleration due to gravity, and h stand for height or distance or displacement. Okay, now you may take page number 24. There is a solved example again in that part. Ajay and example, 500 kg water is stored in the overhead tank of a 10-meter high building. Okay, so the height is 10 meter and the mass is 500 kg. Calculate the amount of potential energy stored in water. Height is given as 10 meter, mass is given as 500 kg, and we know that the value of G is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, when an object is taken up or when an object is brought down, the acceleration due to gravity is always taken as 9.8 meter per second square. So substituting the values, you will get the answer 49,000 joules. Even this is a very simple question. It could be asked for 2 marks. Okay. Now there is an example given in the box. Ajay and Atul have been asked to determine the potential energy of a ball of mass m kept on a table as shown in the figure. Okay, now in the figure you may see that Ajay is standing down and Atul is standing at a height. Okay, and the ball is kept at a height. Now the question is, will they be different? What will be different? The potential energy will be different. What do you conclude from this? Now the answer is there in the next paragraph. You may mark it. This question also could be asked. So the answer is potential energy is relative. The height of the ball with respect to Ajay and Atul is different. Okay, म्हणजे अतुलच्या डोक्यावर जर ते बॉल पडलं तर तेवढं लागणार नाही जेवढं अजयला लागेल. Okay, why? Because the potential energy with the ball, okay, the potential energy of the ball with respect to Atul is less compared to that of Ajay. For Ajay the potential energy is more and for Atul the potential energy is less. So we will see what the answer is. Potential energy is relative. The heights of the ball with respect to Ajay and Atul are different. So the potential energy with respect to them will be different. Okay, so that's all for today. You may study both the derivations. What do you mean by potential energy? What do you mean by kinetic energy? Its derivations and the solved examples. Okay, now we will see the homework. This is the homework for today. Define kinetic energy, potential energy. It is there in the textbook. You may write those statements or the statement which I had written on the board, and derive an equation for kinetic energy, derive an equation for potential energy. This will be a 2 mark or 3 mark question. This is a 5 mark question. These two are 1 mark questions each. Okay, you may do the homework today itself. Okay, thank you.